Anthropic and Microsoft launching AI agents. Anthropic focusing on financial industry. Microsoft focused on the legal industry.
Anthropic is threatening further disruption on Wall Street, releasing new agents for tasks in banking, insurance, asset management, and fintech. Avril has been looking into this. We're talking about, what, 10 new tools? I mean, frontier capabilities.
Yeah, and it's putting Wall Street on watch. That's causing some ripples in the finance industry, given how you're already seeing overnight, right? FactSet, Morningstar, S&P, Moody's. Their shares came under pressure following the release from Anthropic. And essentially here, these new tools that Anthropic has pushed out, they say they're going to allow draft pitches for client meetings, flag things up for compliance review. So the industry capabilities for banking, insurance, asset management, fintech as well. And of course, the market reaction that we saw is a bit of a reminder of this apocalypse that we saw Anthropic really playing a role in already earlier in the year. So as some of our colleagues have highlighted, Anthropic is coming for Wall Street.
Well, it is coming for...
This is so hyperbolic, so dumb. Like the whole take. It's so silly. This is a silly take. Why do I say this is such a silly take? Anthropic is coming for Wall Street. Do you think that the clients, like even if it does the pitch deck and everything like that, do you think that the clients are just going to read, like all you have to do, if you work on Wall Street, right? Or if you used to work on Wall Street, but now Anthropic has taken over your job, that the client, the prospective client, the potential client, they're going to read the pitch deck themselves, right? And they're just going to understand it for themselves, right? Instead of they need these experts in the field to be able to understand and to explain and to present it to their clients. And this is the part, like, these media people, they don't know, and they just have to be the most, like, they have to sensationalize every little part of it. The way that I see it with these tools, because I'm telling you this, with all the tools, like with Claude Code on its own, I work a lot more than I used to because things move so fast. I can have a bunch of instances of Claude Code running, and I'm like, this window does this window does that, this window does that. I'm working on like 4 projects at the same time. So I'm like, it actually makes you do the ability to do more work. And guess what? The funny thing about it is your brain power is now used to be like, to think critically on what we can do, as opposed to, why is this code not working? Why is this happening? And you're not as slowed down by this. So now, if we bring this to Wall Street, you know, these AI agents, it's going to help these financial people, these investors and everything like that. It is going to help them be able to create things a lot faster. You have 10 agents. All right. So basically you say, let's say Claude Finance tool, right? I need you to go and invest. I need you to do this presentation, this and the, like whatever that these Wall Street people do manually. I need you to do that for Apple, for Google, for Nvidia, like for whatever. You just name it. You name the companies that you want, right? And now in parallel, it's doing the research for all of them. And now you get presented the information, you get presented the deck, everything. You clean it up, you make it look as you want it to look. And now you go to your clients, and you're like, boom, and now you have to present it. It's so you can do a lot more. You can service a lot more clients, making you even more valuable. So while these people are saying, "Oh, it's going to disrupt it," I'm like, yeah, it's going to disrupt it in a good way, because now these employees, they're going to be able to go so much faster, talk to so many more clients, and like they're going to have a queue. So that's how I see it, and that's how it's actually working right now for me.
For Wall Street and us, I think, in a way. I'm just wondering, Is it a reflection of how it is positioning itself, especially against competitors like OpenAI?
Yeah, so this is another sign, I think, of Anthropic broadening its influence beyond Silicon Valley. And now we hear how its executives are talking about finance as a great blueprint for knowledge work. So you can really see the direction they're stepping towards. And of course, this is coming against the backdrop of finance really having a lot of potential for these AI-related tools as they look to expand their capabilities. They show they can handle all these tasks. And of course, for Anthropic, it's also a way in which it's competing with OpenAI. They both have to show they are bolstering revenue ahead of eagerly anticipated IPO. So I think that's also what's at stake when it comes to some of these AI firms.
And of course, it is expanding its partnership with Google. I mean, what does that entail? How might that play out?
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that they are both rivals and investors in each other. The information is reporting that
They're basically frenemies, right? Remember, check out my album Frenemies and all major streaming platforms. But frenemies, they're frenemies.
they're going to invest $200 billion in Google Cloud and chips over 5 years. And it's a sign that I think Anthropic sees enough AI demand for its products that it wants to build on whatever computing capacity. So it's banking on this immense popularity.
Better together. April Hong, thank you so much for
Like I was saying, I think that this is going to be a force multiplier. And the people on it, those who adapt it on Wall Street to like use it to do their research and everything like that, you're gonna see they're gonna be booming. And here's the thing. Here's a little secret. You might not know this yet. AI gets a lot of it makes things up. It guesses. It assumes. So even if you create this pitch deck, right? You still need the people to look through it, to validate it, to make sure that it's correct. So you're not just going to say, we don't need our investors, our bankers or anything like that. We don't need whatever they call them. I don't know. Let me know, life lessons. What do they call these people? Are they investment bankers? I don't know. But you're not just gonna get rid of them because you need humans to actually speak to other humans. You'll have some people who say, I can just work with AI and I can do my own research. But for the most part, you still need these people to service the industry, right? And now they're going to use AI to go a lot faster, just to talk to a lot more clients, to get a lot more presentations done, a lot more of whatever it is that they do. All right. Let's go to let's jump into the Microsoft aspect of this, because they're doing basically the same thing but for legal.
Hi, I'm Kitty Boxall, a Principal Product Manager at Microsoft. Before joining the Word team, I studied law at Oxford and spent over 5 years working on AI-enabled legal technology. Today, I want to show you how the legal agent handles a scenario in-house teams know well. A counterparty's contract lands in your inbox. Your playbook, which captures your preferred positions and sample wording, lives in a different document. Before you've read a single clause, you're already jumping between files. With the legal agent, you stay in one view. Drop the playbook directly into Word, and the legal agent automatically transforms it into a structured set of editable, AI-friendly rules that reflect your in-house standards. Next, use the legal agent to work through the contract clause by clause and suggest crisp red lines that change only what's needed. The legal agent applies your playbook across the contract and groups clauses into clear buckets so you can quickly triage what to look at first.
Do we have any lawyers in the house? If we have any lawyers in the house, does this seem like something that would be helpful to you? The way that they're breaking down the structure of taking the contract or whatever. Funny enough, I was watching Dame Smith this morning, and he was talking about music contracts. So I just wonder, like, if you are a lawyer or a paralegal or something like that, would this help you put these contracts together a lot faster using Microsoft Word?
It helps keep relevant context visible. You can see the clause, the rule it's being measured against, and the guidance your team has written around it. Accept the legal agent's edits one by one or apply them all at once, and you have a redlined version ready to send back. But negotiation rarely stops at one round. The counterparty comes back with their red lines, and you are juggling other matters when the email lands. You quickly want to know what changed, where, and does it matter? Ask the legal agent for a table that summarizes the changes, and it quickly provides a focused view of what needs attention, with citations back to the context.
In tech, that would be like a diff, like a pull request. Like show me the differences between what I sent and what they sent back, and let's talk about that, because that means if they didn't change, I mean they basically are okay with, at least in this round,
contract language. From there, responding is straightforward. The legal agent can reduce the need to manually pick through red lines, give it a plain English instruction, and, just how lawyers accept and reject track changes in negotiation, the agent proposes a revision that reflects your position, with the option to add an explanatory comment for your counterparty. That's the power of the legal agent in Word, reducing the time spent managing the document so you can focus on the judgment calls only you can make.
And this is like a Microsoft Copilot feature that they're adding to Microsoft Word. I am not a lawyer. I only play one when I'm watching Law and Order. Not even SVU, because there's not as much of the court in SVU, but Law and Order, the actual original Law and Order, that one always in the courtroom. So that makes, I just wonder, right? How helpful in the legal field do you see this tool? And I wonder if you can feed it context of your law firm, so that it's not just generalized legal information, but legal information specific to how you work and to the things that you do. So I think it's cool. I think it's very niche, and I think it's very niche, but I think it has its place. It's helpful. If Microsoft pursued it, I'm pretty sure that they have a reason for doing so. So I don't know. Curious to know what your thoughts are. Drop me a comment. Are you in the legal field? Do you find this helpful, or are you more on the financial side and you find the Anthropic part more useful, more helpful? Let me know below in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. Go to techcoachrob.dev. Join us for Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for our Scrum Nights. Get access to Resume Flow to get your resume right. Get access to the Tech Barbarians coaching portal so you can organize your quarters, your long-term goals, your daily goals, your weekly goals, all of that good stuff. Get access to the Speak Precisely app so that you can structure and articulate yourself better, so that you can land your next role and whatever it is you're trying to do over at techcoachrob.dev.
They see the wins, but they don't see the work. They don't see the pioneer digging in the dirt, digging to the core. This that 305 hustle, baby. Let's ride.